Hello, everybody, and welcome back for another video. Of course, as I sit down to film, I notice I have a giant pimple in the middle of my chest. I tried to do a little glow, a little something, and I'm like, okay, we can't cover that up, so we're just gonna have to address it. But I literally just got over my cycle. Okay, thank God. But on the topic of cycles, I want to discuss a really important topic that I think a lot of us women can really resonate with. As summer approaches and we are being pulled all these different ways, we're being invited to rooftops and out with the friends and out with the boyfriends, and we just are being told, hey, you gotta be here, there, and everywhere. It's the weekend and you're not gonna decline it. It's going to be a time. It's gonna be a movie. But when we are trying to work on our wellness, our health, our fitness, we've been on this journey for however long. I don't know exactly when you guys have started your journey. Some of you guys maybe started a month ago, a week ago, a couple years ago. And when we are trying to achieve our best selves, it's something that is never ending. It's always happening. There's always something that we could do to improve, especially if you're someone like me who really wants to get better with age. All that being said, it is totally freaking normal to want and desire having fun and possibly venturing away from your structure, from your diet, from your routine every once in a while. And a lot of you guys always ask me, like, Hailey, like, how do you stick to your goals, not venture off, not enjoy yourself? And the truth is, I don't. I do still have moments where I enjoy myself. I've gotten a lot better at resisting certain things. I've learned how to say no, how to implement better habits, how to do things in moderation, and that kind of came with time. I definitely wasn't someone who was super great at that in the very beginning of my wellness and health journey. All that being said, it is totally normal for us as women to have moments where we want a little sugar. Okay, I just said I got over my period. When I'm on my period, I definitely notice my cravings do change quite a bit. It's not something where I need to like stuff my face or binge eat or anything along those lines, but I do crave a little bit more sugar than I normally do. And I have a harder time saying no to certain things in moments where I'm being offered them. So we are gonna discuss how to bounce back after a cheat weekend. It's totally normal. We can't avoid everything. We can't avoid fun, and why should we? Fun should not be avoided. It should just be managed. We don't need to have fun all the time. We don't need to give up on our goals. We don't need to start over every week. There needs to be a way in which we are able to balance it all. A little fun, a little structure, and making sure that we have a good grasp on both of them so that we can be the best to our ability every single week. So this is my Monday formula to depuff, to get rid of inflammation, and to not lose your progress, because that's so important. The first thing I really want you guys to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is hydrate, okay? When we are having a cheat weekend, a lot of the reason why we are feeling inflamed or puffy or overweight is because of the carbs, the sugars, the salt, and the lack of hydration, especially if you spent the weekend drinking. This dehydrates you. And a lot of the times people don't realize that alcohol usually catches up to you later in the week. Yes, you'll feel immediate effects of alcohol, but I know for me, I will maybe possibly have a hangover the next day, and then in the evening, I might have a little bit of diarrhea. I know, a little TMI, but it happens. And then the day after that is when I actually feel bloated. It's not always super immediate. Sometimes it takes a little bit for it to affect the body. It can affect the sleep. It can affect your inflammation. It can affect how you feel. It can affect a lot of things. It can affect your skin. So this is something that I want you guys to take notice of. That being said, hydration is key. I want you guys to make sure that before you prioritize caffeine or any type of fun drink, you need to first prioritize water. Drink tons of it. I have the biggest Stanley Cup ever, okay? I will fill this 2-3 times a day, and I love it. It's something that motivates me. I like to have something that's cute. I like to have something that is big and that I can just tote with me everywhere. Get yourself one of these. What are we doing? Hydration helps with your skin. It helps with the amount of salt you ate. If you're a salty girl like myself and you love to do like a bar food moment, maybe you went to the bar with the girls, you guys watched a little bit of the World Cup, you had a little bit too much of the spinach and artichoke dip and the mozzarella sticks, anything that has high sodium contents, you're of course going to be inflamed. It is so normal that when you are consuming a lot of salt, a lot of sugar, a lot of alcohol, you're going to be puffy. Your face, your arms, your stomach, everything. So water is key. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. The next thing that I do is I eat at home only. Everything has to be home cooked, and I actually do prefer plant-based eating. At the end of the day, the truth is meat is carcinogenic and it causes a lot of different things in the body. It doesn't always pass through your gut as easily. Of course, you know your body better than me. I know for myself that if I eat steak, which is once in a blue moon, it takes a little while for it to pass through my body. It's something that slows down my digestion. Whereas for eating more fish, I find that agrees more with my body. But even chicken, for instance, like there's a lot of salt, sodium that is in our chickens today. So I've learned to be a little bit more intentional with what meats I'm eating after having a cheat weekend, because who knows what I ate. I could have had a burger, I could have had a steak, I could have had a lot of cheese and all these different things, okay? So I like to go into Monday with whole food plant-based things and anything that's going to be majority plant-based home cooked meals. This has been key for me reducing inflammation, for me getting my energy back and feeling like myself again. Listen, maybe on Thursday or Friday we can go back to eating a little chicken, a little this, a little that, but I have found that eating like this has been very crucial in keeping my weight at bay and making sure that my progress is not erased. I have been loving Beyond Meat for years. I was vegan for 6 years. Those who know, and their food is insane. It tastes like the real thing without it being the real thing. So it's not carcinogenic. It's not going to cause inflammation. It's not going to have an issue going through your system. I have been loving Beyond Meat for years now, and they sent me the most incredible stuff to try, which I've already tried all of this stuff already. And it's a great way to start the week. I like to have that with a little bit of vegetables or fruit or whatever to start my week. And I notice that it really sets the precedent for how amazing my body feels after doing a little bit too much over the weekend. A myth that I want to dispel is that Beyond Meat is too high in sodium. It actually has 14% of the daily value of sodium in it. This is the little meal that I like to make. I just do a nice, delicious sausage with a side salad. It's so delicious. I love eating this for lunch. It's a great way for me to get my needs met through eating. I love it. Head to the link that I have down in my description box to get my favorite Beyond Meat products today. Now, let's just say you grocery shop on Sundays or Mondays or whatever day of the week, but let's just say it's on a Sunday or a Monday. What I want you guys to do after having a cheat weekend is buy yourself a low-calorie sweet treat. You don't want to have these drastic changes happening constantly throughout the week where you hate your diet, where it's becoming difficult for you to stick to, and you're miserable. There is no reason to be miserable. You need to be a little bit more creative with how you're eating and how it can work for you. Whether it's having a healthy Greek yogurt at night with some fruit, or a 100-calorie Kind bar that's in the frozen ice cream section, or just anything that's a little bit low calorie. No, you do not need an entire pint of Ben & Jerry's, but getting things that are low calorie sweet treats that are really tasty and fun after your day of maybe meal prepping and eating a certain way will really help you with feeling like you're not completely falling off your sugar that you had from the weekend. Because there's nothing worse than like a sugar crash or feeling like your glucose levels have changed drastically. I really think it's important to give yourself a little something so that you can continue on with your plan efficiently. Because when you go from having like an insane cheat weekend to then a super strict meal plan throughout the week, it does force you to automatically think that that's a normal feeling and you have to just clock in. And although I want to believe that a lot of people can do that, they can't. It's going to feel too dramatic, and then you're going to end up wanting to binge on the junk that you had 3 days prior. In order to really keep yourself on top of things, you have to really say to yourself, okay, let me eat similar type of things that are still healthy, maybe switch up a few things here and there and add a sweet thing in there or a salty thing in there so that you're not feeling like it's that dramatic. We want to desire sticking to our goals. It needs to feel like something we're excited to get back to, not dreading. I also recommend using this day to switch a few things in your prep. After having a cheat weekend, let's just say you went to New York City, you went to all these really cool restaurants, you went to the farmer's market, you got a crazy yummy bagel, and you did all these things, whatever the case is, right? You want to switch a few things in your meal prep if you are prepping that week, because what ends up happening is you again are bored of the old things that you were eating before. So switch a few things here and there. I know for me that after a cheat weekend, the week prior, I was eating a lot of salmon and vegetables vegetables. Maybe the following week I'll do like a chicken salad instead and wraps. And this is how I've switched a few things that are still healthy, still sticking to my goals, but it doesn't make me dread going back to something in particular because I'm not going back to anything. I'm switching a few things out so that my week actually looks completely different. This trains your mind that yes, you're still consistent with your eating windows, your calories, and all of that, but you don't necessarily need to eat the exact same thing every single day. You want to try to do a couple things that are similar. I do like to eat similar things, but for me, it's more important to stick to the consistent calories and eating style. Now, after your cheat weekend, I really want to stress the importance of not fasting your first day back. If you are someone who does intermittent fasting or you fast at all, I want you guys to make sure that you eat breakfast when you wake up after a cheat weekend. Because you were eating so much sugar, so much salt and drinking and you're dehydrated, it's not good to start off the day with all of that in your system and then fasting. It affects your glucose levels, it affects your energy, and it makes you hangry. You want to eat a balanced breakfast, a meal, something to start the day that will make you feel like, okay, I'm nurturing this part of my body so that I'm regulated and I can get back into fasting maybe tomorrow or the next day. This is how you are going to make sure that you don't crash, you don't get hangry, and you don't feel miserable. I have found that whenever I would try to punish myself after having a weekend, it didn't work out. I ended up crashing late at night. I would end up maybe going out and getting like an Oreo shake from Burger King, or I just needed something to satisfy that sugar craving. When I started eating breakfast after a cheat weekend, guys, I never had any crazy cravings after that. Now, if you're someone who does normally eat breakfast and that's not something that you do, you don't fast in the day, that's totally fine, but maybe add something to the plate that would kind of agree well with the crazy weekend that you had. Now, I'm not recommending you eat something unhealthy, but maybe just make sure that the breakfast is filling and satiating so that you can walk away feeling really good. Now, let's discuss working out. I have noticed that when I try to punish myself through my workouts after a cheat weekend, it just doesn't work. What actually is the best strategy for keeping all of your progress and looking really good and losing the inflammation quicker has been walking before my workout and sometimes even after. I will just get on the treadmill, put it on an incline. It doesn't have to be like a crazy incline, just put it on an incline and I'll walk until I feel a little warm. I like to feel warm. It usually takes me about 15 minutes to feel warm. So I will feel warm after 15 minutes, start my workout. I always like to do mat Pilates or some of the machines at Lifetime that I can do like face pulls or any type of back workout. I can do legs, whatever. It's the walking that I really want to stress the importance of after a cheat weekend. Then I will even possibly, depending on how crazy my workout was, if my workout wasn't super intense, I don't feel that exhausted afterwards, I will walk after my workout as well for like 5 to 10 minutes just to get my body moving. The point that I'm trying to make is walking is crucial because you are essentially just burning fat walking. It's a very easy way to allow your body to get moving, to regulate things, to push things through your intestines. You might be a little backed up. You might have some things sitting in there from the weekend that are just really heavy in spirit and causing inflammation. If you're walking, you're moving things down. You're moving things down, you're reducing the inflammation, you're sweating, you're doing all the things that you need to do. And this will actually allow you to feel less inflamed a lot quicker. I have noticed that this was super good for my recovery process. And what I love about walking is it helps with my sleep schedule. As somebody who does have ADHD, I do take medication and all the things for it. I love anything that aids in my sleep and it being a good 8 hours for me. So that being said, walking before your workout or before and after your workout, chef's kiss. You will notice a lot less inflammation if you do this rather than not doing it at all. Now, on the topic of sleep, I talk about this all the time, but getting sleep after a crazy weekend is necessary. Think about it, guys. A lot of the times we're up till 2, 3 in the morning if we're out and about doing things. If we're out at the club, if we're out at the bar, if we're out with our friends, if we're out with our man, if we're in a hotel, wherever you are, okay? You have to understand that sleep has been compromised. When you are trying to get back in the swing of things, lose that inflammation, deep puff, look sculpted, look toned, a lot of our recovery is in our sleep. Get to bed early and keep it consistent throughout the week. Make sure that you are getting a good amount of hours sleeping, that you're feeling well rested, and that you're allowing your body to recover overnight. This will help with inflammation. This will help with digestion. This will help with your muscle recovery, everything. So I have found that lack of sleep leaves me puffier. It's not necessary to keep yourself up, especially after something like that. Get your rest, really implement it, and be strict about it. If you're strict about it, your body will regulate perfectly. It will start to look a lot less inflamed on day 1 and 2. Trust me. And the last tip that I want to give, and this is more of like an advice tip that has nothing to do with your body, but more so about how you implement plans in the future, is I recommend having an on week and an off week if you're someone who goes out a lot. If you're someone who goes out every weekend, you're not going to be able to stick to your goals. Let's just be so freaking for real. If you're eating and drinking like crazy Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you're messing up your entire Monday through Thursday. All of the things that you've done, you're messing it up in the weekend, because think about how many calories you are intaking in those 3 days and how that's affecting your progress. You can't do that. So what I would recommend is having an on week and an off week, or maybe once a month, or maybe like twice a month, something along those lines. And if you're someone who does like to see your friends a lot, or you see your partner a lot, schedule in an activity date every other week. So rather than having date nights out to dinner, dining out with the girls, doing this, have 1 week where you guys maybe go to brunch or you go to dinner, and then the following week, maybe you guys go on a hike and get smoothies, doing something more health and wellness related so that you can stick to your goals a little bit better, but still have a social life. You don't always need to chow down and enjoy every single meal and do all these things in order to spend time with your people. You don't need to go to the bar every weekend. You don't need to party every weekend. You don't need to excessively drink. Maybe if you do need to go to the bar every single week, maybe do a mocktail or seltzer and tequila. Like, try to do it in a way where it's a little bit healthier. You're not always getting crazy cocktails. Maybe limit your amount of drinks. There's so many different ways in which you can try to create boundaries with yourself and with others that allows you to stick to your goals better. But doing this every single weekend, having a ball, no, it's just not going to work, guys. You have to really implement healthy eating, healthy habits, and a better structure where you can have a social life, but you're still able to see progress. I'm telling you, the people who self-isolate and lock in are usually the ones that have results better. But I know it's summer and I know you don't want to self-isolate. So just do everything in moderation. Do it in a way where it's intentional, where you're trying to make good choices, and you have an on week and an off week. Implement some more activity dates, go to pottery, go to laser tag, go to go-karts, whatever the heck. Do something other than partying, drinking, and excessively eating. Okay, guys, those are my particular tips on how I bounce back after a cheat weekend. I know you guys can relate to feeling like shit on Monday and Tuesday and just being like, oh my God, I need to get everything together. And you're having this rushing mentality of trying to get back to your goals and everything. I'm telling you, the stress is not doing anything for you. If you have these habits and this structure after doing something like that, you will not have any issues, I promise. You just need to lock in, become a little bit more structured, be intentional with how you are using your body throughout the week and what you're doing for it, and you will still see progress, you will still see results, and you won't be going down a path where you're losing all of the things that you've built in a week or two. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please send this to a friend, to a family member, to a cousin. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up. I know you guys have been seeing how much I've been posting. I have been so locked in with work. It's literally not a game over here. So please make sure to turn on your post notifications so you guys know when I upload. I'm going to be uploading pretty much every other day in the month of June and a lot of July. So please, please, please subscribe, stay tuned. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone. Mwah.